So I bet you clicked on the thumbnail thinking I had a fall, because of course the guy that's handicapped is probably the one to have a fall, right? Well, it wasn't me. So welcome back to Chase the Journey, and let's talk about the fall. And it wasn't me. Joy had a fall.
I didn't have a fall, I fell.
This is a very important topic. Let's talk about this for a second. So James Corden, if you don't watch the Late Late Show, I don't watch the Late Late Show when it's like late. I watch it on YouTube the next day. But he pointed out that the terminology we use for people that fall or have a fall seems to be divided by age. So if like a kid fell, you would say, little Jimmy fell in the playground. Whereas if it was an elderly person, you would say they had a fall, like grandma had a fall. So we are not super old, we're in our 40s, so I don't know, did Joy have a fall or did she fall? She says she fell. So we're going to go with that. Let's take you back to Boxing Day, a couple of days ago. Monday, I guess.
Sunday.
It was Sunday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Sunday. So we had a good Christmas with my family on the 24th, Joy's family on the 25th, and then we were just going to kind of chill on Sunday. It was going to be a bit of a relaxing day. And I got up a few minutes earlier than Joy did, and I made myself a cup of coffee, and as she was coming down the stairs, I said to her, just as she was kind of getting to the bottom of the stairs, if I had known you were getting up, this early, I would have made you a cup of coffee. I didn't get to say that much because as Joy got to the last step on our stairs coming down, she missed it. And she fell, she twisted her ankle and hit her head against the wall. So she was kind of on the floor, writhing in pain. She thought she broke her ankle. Like, she didn't think she could put any weight on it. And we were quite concerned about that. So she said, get me some ice. So I got some ice. And, she sat on the floor for a few minutes and then got up and moved to the couch. As she was sitting on the couch, she started to feel nauseous, a little bit dizzy.
A lot dizzy.
And we started to contemplate, do you need to go to the hospital? And so I said, well, why don't we go to the emergency room? She said, okay, but, I've got to use the bathroom before I go. So she got up and started to make her way to the bathroom, which is not far. Our house, it's not a big house. And she got to the doorway between our dining room and our kitchen, and she kind of leaned up against the doorway. And she said, oh, I don't feel good. I feel dizzy. And then she just dropped like a rock. And she hit her head on the floor. So at that point, I was a few steps away. I went over, and she was not conscious. So I freaked out a bit. I'm doing the Joy. And so I called 911, and they're pretty helpful. We live very close to the ambulance station, so they were at our house in I'm going to say 1 to 2 minutes. It was very fast. By the time they got to our house, she was fine. She was talking to me, but she was still laying on the floor.
And I felt fine. All of my nausea, the dizziness, the cold sweats, that all disappeared, and I felt great. You don't need to turn it towards me. I don't want to be on camera.
She's not feeling like being on camera. So anyway, gonna have to look at me. Yeah, so anyway, they took her vitals and all of that. She had low blood pressure, but she always has low blood pressure. This was a little bit even lower than low. So then they asked her, can you walk out to the ambulance? And she thought maybe she could, but then kind of the longer they stayed and they talked a bit, she started to feel not great.
They got me up into a chair off the floor, and that's when I started to feel bad again.
Mm-hmm. So they took her out, sat in our driveway for a long time. I was not able to go with her in the ambulance or even to the hospital because of our COVID protocols at the emergency room. Unless she gets admitted to an actual room, I couldn't go, so I just stayed home. And she took her phone with her and was, messaging me and giving me updates on what was happening. So she had a CT scan, she had an x-ray of her ankle, she had all kinds of blood tests. ECG. Everything came back fine. So all in all, it was around just before noon. We got the go-ahead, and I picked her up, and they didn't give her any sort of follow-up. They sent her home with a sheet of paper that just said,
You likely have a concussion.
Yeah, you likely have a concussion, and here's the things to do. So since then, she's kind of been taking it easy. She's been for a few short walks around the neighborhood, trying to stay off her phone, as much as she can. And she's normal-ish. Right now, she gets tired very fast, and we were supposed to go. What day is today?
Today is Friday.
Today is Friday.
It's New Year's Eve day.
New Year's Eve day. Happy New Year, India. She's laughing because I was talking. I have a fellow that works for me who lives in India, and it's already New Year's there, and he already wished me Happy New Year. So
Happy New Year, Rocky.
Happy New Year, Rocky. So where was I going with that?
So we were supposed to go to visit.
Boy, you would think I was the one with the concussion.
The kid yesterday.
We were supposed to visit the little one that we are adopting in the Toronto area. We were supposed to drive there yesterday, and a couple of days before, I put the kibosh on that because I just said I don't think that she's going to be up for it. She was quite adamant that we were going to make the trek. And thankfully, her mom dropped supper off the other day, and she agreed with me and said, Joy, it's not a good idea to travel that far right now, so why don't you just take it easy? So we had a virtual visit with her, quite long, like an hour, and we just, we kind of played on camera, and, well, she really likes looking at herself in the camera, so it's sort of a video of like this. And
the kid,
Joy. Not Joy. Well, Joy does that too, because what do you do when a little kid does this on video? You want to do it too. And so then they read some books, and we talked to the foster mom. And that was a visit. Hopefully she's coming to visit us next week, this coming week. But other than that, Joy's doing well. I'm doing my best to take care of her. I don't know what that means. Like, I'm not a good nurse. Like this morning I stubbed my toe and it was like bleeding, and Joy had to go around the house and wipe up the blood.
We're at the airport.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. That's an airplane. Anyway, not going anywhere. Just like to hang out here, watch the planes, like
planes,
like a little boy. But that's why something I want to talk about very, very quickly here is about all you able-bodied people and how you go downstairs. I notice this, like when I'm somewhere and I see people going downstairs, and they kind of are like, they got a pep in their step, and they're going downstairs, and there's no railing use. Like I see that through my eyes and say, wow, that is a recipe for disaster. Somebody's going to fall. I do feel like people who are able-bodied go downstairs too casually.
Willy-nilly.
Yeah, it's willy-nilly. Like, I watch every single step. Like, because I need to know that I'm on sure footing. So, like, when I go downstairs, it takes me some time, and I am making sure with each step that I've got a good handle. I'm on the railing, or I'm holding on to something, and I'm very cautious. I see Joy go down the steps. She's got stuff in her hands. She's just walking down the stairs like it's nothing. Maybe it is nothing for you folks, but I'm telling you, pay attention. Happy New Year. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, you need to be. Like, I have skyrocketed, past 150. I think I'm at 157 right now. Pretty excited about that. Trying to get to at least 1,000. If you get to 1,000, YouTube will start to pay you some money. Do I want to make a few bucks off this? That'd be nice, but I really started this channel as a way to communicate what it's like to live with spina bifida, and then it's kind of morphed into now we're adopting a child with some unique needs, and so guy with spina bifida, a normal, beautiful wife. And we're adopting this this special little girl. So that makes for some good, it makes for some good TV. I'll let you go. We are going to go home, get ready to party until, New Year's Eve, till 10 p.m., and then we're going to head to bed. Talk to you later. Don't forget.
So strong.